I'm going to bring in our next guest momentarily, and this is Zweli Mnisi, the Santaco Ekurhuleni Regional Secretary, about the shutdown in just a moment. But here's what Gauteng Transport MEC Kedibone Diale-Tlabela had to say, accusing Santaco of also disrupting bus services in Ekurhuleni. She says this was done to amplify the effects of the strike.
The challenge is ordinary minibus taxi operators who rely on putting bread for their children through this business are not like Ntatem Chalu, who's also a shareholder in that Harambe. He is the one who wrote a letter to the city that he will suspend the operation for buses. And we are having a discussion now. I'm with the mayor of the municipality. We're going to be sitting down immediately now to look into what are the alternatives to give people transport.
Let's talk now to Santaco Ekurhuleni Regional Secretary Zweli Mnisi. Zweli, good morning. We'll talk about the disruptions in Ekurhuleni, but I would like your response to what the Transport MEC had to say. Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Did you hear what the Transport MEC had to say there about the shutting down of the bus services as well to maximize the impact of the strike? I wanted your response to that.
No. The stopping of the buses is just for safety of the buses. It's not that we wanted to disrupt the operations of the buses. Remember, when the taxi operators are on a strike, they will do anything to prove their point. So the stopping of the buses has got nothing to do with the strike, but to safeguard the property.
Why are we in a situation where infrastructure is at risk? Why are we condoning the behavior of taxi drivers as a threat to other infrastructure that's got nothing to do with them?
I'm not really sure which one you're talking about.
I'm saying you've just said to us, Zweli, that the stopping of the buses is just for the safety of the buses. When taxis are striking, they will do anything to prove their point. Well, maybe I should get you to explain what you mean by that.
Actually, when there's a toy or a strike of whatsoever nature, always it happens that some of the properties get damaged. So I'm not saying that the taxi people are unruly, but just to say that when there's a strike or a shutdown of some sort, it does happen that other people resort to damaging property.
But you gave the impression, Zweli, that it is the taxi operators
No. Don't misrepresent me. I said if there's a strike or a shutdown of whatever nature, it does happen at times that other unruly people do something else other than what is intended.
All right. I'll leave that point there for the moment. Let us go then to the impact of this. So our reporters are at the various taxi ranks, and we're hearing from commuters that they arrived at the taxi rank yesterday only to find that there are no taxis. In other words, they were not given notice. Is there a way to do or to protest without putting commuters at risk or not giving them enough time to make alternative arrangements, really?
Sometimes we are pressure to take other measures to be heard. It's so unfortunate that our people are left stranded. However, when there's issues like this, sometimes it leaves us no alternative but to go on a shutdown.
Could you not have just waited 24 hours to give people notice? There are people at the ranks who have their bags packed. They are planning to go on long-distance journeys. Could this have been done in a better way?
The problem is that the harassment is every time is happening all the way. So it leaves us no option but to embark on what we have just embarked on now.
Just explain the harassment part a little bit better to our viewers and to the commuters.
The law enforcement harassing taxi operators, impounding their vehicles, requesting 5,000 to retrieve those vehicles from the impoundment.
All right. This is not a new issue, though, right? This is something that has been pending in terms of not only the city, but this is a national project to crack down on vehicles that are either unroadworthy or don't have the correct papers. So this is part of what it takes to operate, that it has to operate, taxis have to operate within the ambit of the law.
That is correct. Yes, taxis must operate within the ambits of the law. However, the problem is that the tax people have been applying for operating license without any luck from the Department of Transport. We always apply for operating licenses. The department has issued a statement to say that they have a backlog. They don't have capacity to process our applications. We understood that and we said, fine, let us engage and see other ways of how to assist one another. Hence, the minister established a crisis committee, of which we are part of that. The problem is that while we are engaging the Department of Transport, the law enforcement on the other side is busy impounding operators' vehicles. It is not true that the vehicles are unroadworthy. Most of our vehicles are impounded for operating licenses. We understand those that are unroadworthy. We cannot allow that. They are good to go. The law enforcement can do whatever they like about those vehicles. We are a law-abiding citizens of this country. The problem is that the vehicles that are being impounded for operating licenses that the department has failed to issue to the operators.
All right, Zweli, I'm pressed for time, but I just want to ask, in the interest of commuters, when are the services likely to be resumed?
We will be meeting today the Department of Transport through the MEC, trying to resolve some of these issues. But our stance is that can the law enforcement be with us on this case? Hence, we understood the Department of Transport that they don't have capacity. They are having a backlog in issuing operating license. Can they also understand the problem that the department has got? We are not saying they should not do their work as the law enforcement. They are there to protect and see to it that all the vehicles are roadworthy. But in case of operating licenses, can they be lenient with us? You can't be having 2 vehicles impounded. You need to pop out 10,000. Where are you going to get that money?
All right, Zweli, but again, just to press in, this leaves commuters in limbo, right? We still don't know when the services will resume.
I pray and hope that after the meeting today, operations will be back to normal.